Welcome back to Soul Strippers. I wanted to talk about the mastery of love today. And right now, the world is pushing fear and separation between us all through this coronavirus. And The Mastery of Love is a book by Don Ruiz. I will put a link to the free PDF below. It's a great book. It talks a lot about energy, things that I'm going to talk about today. It talks about our emotions, our belief systems, and how we can change the world by mastering love. And in order to master love, you have to change yourself. So, how do we master love in relationships? It takes self work, it takes focus, it takes attention, it takes looking at all your triggers, all your emotional hangups, and working through them. We're all interacting with each other all the time, and we're exchanging energy all the time. So, our bodies are designed where we attract back to us negative emotions, anywhere that we have anger, resentment, hurt, emotional traumas, all the right people, situations, and different scenarios come into play to show us where we have inner work to do. And when we can really get into our own healing and evolving and see everything as a reflection of us, then we can start really getting to places where we're mastering love. And by mastering love yourself, you can attract love back to you. It's the only way because we are constantly attracting back to us what we are inside. It's the only way to attract a relationship where love itself is mastered. Until then, you just attract back to you the dysfunctional parts of yourself that you don't want to see, accept, or acknowledge, or somewhere you failed a spiritual test. So, the exciting thing is, as more and more people balance, heal, evolve themselves, the attractions become different and the reality and the world around us become different. So, it requires working through all your core issues. And working through your core issues will have a profound exponential effect on everything you touch, everything you're around, and the state of the world itself. So, what does science prove to us about love? If we look at Dr. Emoto's work, which I will post a link to his website in the description, but if we look at his work, we see negative emotions have consequences on the molecular structure of water. Well, your body, it consists of mainly water. So if you're having negative emotions, I want you to look at his research and see how you could be changing the structure of your cells by our thoughts, emotions, and belief systems. So, as powerful beings on this universe, we have been given a lot of power and control to engage what thoughts we want to choose and also to switch things around to where if we are having negative emotions, we can turn it immediately into positive emotions. So if we are thinking right now, you disgust me, and we can change the frequency and the emotion to love and gratitude, it has a profound effect on the molecular structure. We cannot do that until we see what the situation is that is reflecting the imbalance within us and fix, heal, and resolve it. So it's not simply enough to just think, okay, I'm going to be love and gratitude. You have to get the whole message out of the situation. You have to be able to break it down like a private investigator into your soul and then figure out what the actual issue is that you need to see. So, if we look at normal cells versus these molecular structures on feelings and emotions like love and gratitude, thank you, eternal, amazing grace, if you look at how music can affect the structure of the molecules, you can see there is a powerful healing effect that music can play in our lives. But at the ultimate core of who we all are making these choices on a day to day, moment to moment basis of what we choose to engage. cancer cells, you could see how their molecular structure is more similar to something like you discussed to me, or evil, or polluted thoughts. If we look at the water molecules from the pollution from the Fujiwara Dam before a Buddhist prayer was offered, and then that same water after the Buddhist prayer was offered, we can see how pollution can completely change by us doing our own personal work, and how we can evolve within ourselves to be healthier to our own being and the people around us. So, we are powerful. We are so much more powerful than we've been taught to believe. And it doesn't require changing anything except for your frequency, vibration, state of emotions. So we have a couple of sets of people, one here designed to push us into ego, and one that wants everyone to constantly live in the soul or the spirit. So these differences in opinion, projections between people, imbalances, belief systems we form, finger pointing we may want to do, or blaming are all continuing to be attracted back to us through the laws of attraction. So if we're holding in negative emotions about something, we keep being in that repeat pattern to see it over and over and over again so that we can evolve from it and learn what it's designed to teach us. So projections are where we see an element of someone else that we cannot acknowledge within ourselves. So we are like in a living projector set, and it is easy to see other people's issues. And to see our own issues is completely different. So what happens is people have an over emotional reaction to a quality in someone else, and it is something that they do that they cannot see, accept, or acknowledge. And so when we have soulmate relationships, we often lock into these people that are trying to send us messages to where these spaces are. So until we can see and heal and balance whatever it is that's emotionally creating this overreaction, we just become locked into dysfunctional relationships because we have the dysfunction. So it's not always about projections. It's not always about we do the things that we can't see, accept, or acknowledge. Sometimes it's about imbalances. So if we're a pushover and we're around pushy people and we allow them to walk all over us, to stomp on us, to mistreat and abuse us, and we don't stand up for ourselves or those around us, then we will become over emotionally triggered. And this is an important part of doing your own self work. We need bullies because bullies only pick on people's internal weaknesses. So if you see a bully that's bullying someone, there's a lot of dynamics that are involved that you do not see. One, you have one set of players, which is the victim. So the bully decides, hey, you have a big nose and you're ugly. If the person that's being bullied has issues about hating themselves and their big nose and thinks they're ugly, they will over emotionally react to the bully. If they don't, they will not. And the bully will not pick on that person anymore because there's no energy there. We have one other set of players. These are the people that are watching someone getting bullied and not doing anything about it. And those people are also in a situation where they hate themselves because they're being cowards. And being a coward is a situation that is probably happening a lot right now where people feel very powerless to the coronavirus. They feel some hostility, some anger, some hatred. All these different emotions happen when we do not stand in our own personal power. And the negative emotions need to happen so that they can send us the messages where we need to evolve our actions. We have belief systems that also lock us in to these patterns of things. The government is trying to kill us. The world is corrupt. And we keep these same thought patterns going over and over and over. Or then the life and everything arranges itself around those belief systems. So you have to be mindful of what your belief systems are. So if you're a man that's always attracted to women who use, abuse, and take all your money, then you just keep being in relationships where that keeps happening to you because you have these belief systems fostered around it. So in order to take powerful control and be a conscious creator, you gotta look at those belief systems and rewire them. Stop finger pointing, stop blaming, and start seeing what is it from this situation I need to evolve from in order to master love. Mastering love also involves loving those people who are pushing you into new ways of being, new states of being, by being evil, being corrupt, using that frequency, that vibration to catapult over adversity and make yourself stronger. So rather than looking at a corrupt government and saying, I hate you, you say, I unconditionally love you because I am stepping into my personal power and evolving beyond the need for you to show me my hate. And those things will unlock the need for the dynamics. Until then, we have this force that wants to pull everyone into ego, and this force that wants to keep everyone in spirit in order to provide planet Earth or the battlefield for what's inside of us. So it's an amazing discovery to find out you can have such um, a powerful role in the changing of humanity, in the changing of the world by simply changing yourself. Instead of feeling powerless, you feel powerful. This is important. I'm going to show you why that's important because we all have frequencies inside of ourselves. We all have emotional health that is being reflected by our inner light. So if you look at the chart on the right, you can see serenity of being. That's like a 40-watt light bulb. When we get into these lower emotions, look at fear 1.0. Right now, we're being pushed into a lot of fear by the media and the government and coronavirus, a lot of despair, grief, victimization, hopelessness. These are all things that are being pushed by the media, pushed by the government, and perhaps even our soulmates around us believe in this. And so they want to push us into it as well. Instead of taking action, instead of keeping your vibrations, your emotions as high as possible, people are being dropped into these negative emotions. And it's having profound effects on health and our relationships and what's going on in the world. So we've got to use all situations to check ourselves and see, why am I dropping into negative emotions? Is this an imbalance? Is this a projection, something I do that I can't see? Is this part of a belief system that I have that I keep perpetuating because I don't know how to change the wiring? So if you think the world is corrupt and you keep those repetitive patterns, we are such powerful conscious creators that we stay in that loop. So when you think about things and you think, I'm going to change the world by changing my thoughts, you have to focus on a new energy. You have to focus on envisioning a planet with new ways, with peace and love and harmony, with new states of being. You have to envision what you want to see rather than what you're seeing. And take personal control of being a conscious creator here. So take Channel Planet Earth to discover how you can live in unconditional love and harmony with all beings, with all situations, and extend that to everything, everyone, yourself, and change the world by mastering love. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great Sunday. I hope you focus on unconditional love and harmony and a world that you want to see in reality through using an intention and manifesting. And I hope you also stand up for freedom. I hope you also don't let people push you around. I hope you also see that the world is full of spiritual tests that we have to solve in new ways in order to enter these new states of being. It's not simply about mastering, thinking about, oh, I'm just going to bring this place up to earth when we do not do all the soul work that's connected, that we do not see all of these imbalances. So have a great Sunday. You can check me out at www.soulstrippers.com. I've got an online program I post here on Sundays, and you can like and subscribe to get notified of new videos every week.